Tonight, we are taking a closer look at trampoline parks. New study finds there's been a spike in child injuries at these popular attractions.
Consumer reporter Susan Campbell talks to a local doctor and combs through emergency room statistics to see if it's an issue around here.
And she reveals what parents can do to spot and prevent injuries.
It's a story you'll see only on Eyewitness News.
Trampoline parks are seeing a huge jump in numbers right now. That's why an industry trade group tells me it's important to keep these injury stats in perspective. Just 6 years ago, Kyle Heimbecker and his mom would have had a tough time finding a trampoline park where they could spend an afternoon. But now,
Kyle had such an amazing time that he asked if we could come back again today.
We checked with the International Association of Trampoline Parks, or IATP. Back in 2010, there were just 25 parks in the U.S. By 2014, there were more than 350. As you might imagine, the huge jump in parks has also led to more reported injuries. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, back in 2010, about 600 kids were sent to the emergency room because of trampoline park-related injuries. By 2014, that number was up to nearly 7,000. We found 2 trampoline parks operating here in Rhode Island. Both declined to speak on camera, but an industry spokesperson tells me looking at injuries as a percentage rather than a total paints a much more accurate picture. The IATP says the rate of reportable injuries at a typical trampoline park is less than 1 per 10,000 jumpers. So what are the numbers locally? Well, they're actually down. According to Rhode Island Hospital, in 2010, there were 7 trampoline-related visits to the ER. In 2012, when both Rhode Island trampoline parks opened, there were 6. And in 2014, just 4 trampoline-related injuries. Dr. Hale Wills is the pediatric trauma director at Hasbro Children's Hospital. He says even if your child doesn't show signs of an injury right after a fall, it's important to check again later.
There are some kids who are just in the busyness of playing, won't stop playing, even with some discomfort. It's not until later at night that they'll notice, the parents may notice that the child's not using their body parts as normal. Bruising, swelling, a child who's younger who refuses to walk or use their arm would suggest that they've broken their bone.
And while the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends kids avoid trampolines altogether, there are some precautions parents can take.
I think it's important at trampoline parks that parents take note of the safety features.
That includes checking for proper padding, making sure kids jump one at a time, and keeping it simple. Avoid flips and risky jumps that can lead to a bad fall. And of course, adult supervision is key. Even with hundreds of new parks opening, that study from the American Academy of Pediatrics found that backyard trampolines still make up the vast majority of the 91,000 trampoline injuries each year. I'm Susan Campbell, Eyewitness News.